Good evening. Today is July 12th, and you may have seen there are a lot of posts on Twitter and also generally news articles around. There is a glitch around the connectivity with BSC with some of the brokers, and um, um, they initially said that it is actually happening across all the brokers, but I think which is not right. I will tell why it is not right in a moment. And first of all, let me take you through what really happened. At about 10:53 in the morning today. So if you go to Sensex here, so Sensex, can't see volumes here, but at about the 10:53, there was a movement from 80,060 close to 80,900, which is about close to 900 points in a span of about 5 minutes or so. And at this point of time, many sellers they want to exit, and being a seller, I also try to exit about my premium, I think at about 80 rupees or whatever. I want to exit, but then unfortunately I couldn't do that, and eventually the premium went quite high. I'll talk about that in a moment. So this is the position that I had. So I was having the position at about 60 or 65 rupees, and then suddenly it went to close to 813 rupees, which is massive impact. While in fact throughout this period, right? Which means that there were at least some brokers there working. That's where people were able to really log in, and then they were able to place the orders, execute the orders, say that they wanted to exit the orders, they wanted to enter into a new orders. The really doesn't matter. That is in fact true for pretty much all the positions here. Technically, it means that BS is actually working, and it is only issue with some brokers. So I think that is the first thing. The second one is my view, me being from technology background. I think what would have happened was if you really look at 11:53, the suddenly you see there is like the contract size or the number of stocks that they wanted to trade is 1.43 million, and here it's next one is 80100. It is also 1.53 million, and then you got to see this is close to 1.66 again, and then you take one more. This is 1.56, and you take one more. It is 1.95, close to 2 million, and this is about close to 2 million. And it got some bit of an activity because this is where the Sensex ended today. So, in fact, after this glitch happened, I called Zerodha. I was on the line for about 10 minutes. So they couldn't do much. And eventually, I think I exited as soon as the order started flowing at about 11:27 or so, because I did not want to take that risk, because if there is one more glitch, I'll end up losing a lot of money. That's the only reason. This caused loss of about 24 lakhs. And I did ask Zerodha for a refund of about 18 lakhs, and they had to come back. And the reason was I was already in losses still here about 6 lakhs. That's because there was some movement and up and then I was definitely honest because I did not want to put all the blame to Zerodha. So maybe I would have probably recorded 6 lakhs losses if this is not the glitch, but that's all right. So I will take that as my strategic mistake. But then this is not I genuinely wanted to exit, but then broker or the exchange, they did not allow me to do that. I have all the rights to ask for refund, but let's see what Zerodha is going to come back and then respond. Yes. In this case, what would have happened was because there is a huge volume that is going from various brokers, right? So now you may argue, how do we know this is Zerodha or Angel, right? So obviously Zerodha got one of the highest trading community in India. My suspicion, both Zerodha and then Angel would have been impacted, and other brokers, they would have not been impacted. The reason is these brokers, they will have some dedicated lines to the exchange, and then when suddenly a lot of transactions are getting exchanged, the connectivity might be lost. It's because of not because of the rate limit, but rate limit is I'm talking about the API rate limit, but any system, any computer system or the network, it only has some capacity to take the request, right? So beyond that, it will not be able to do. So I think that could be the reason some of these big brokers, they would have got impacted, and they can always say that it is not my issue, it's because of the BSC issue, but I would say it's an issue from both the sides. And I would fairly assume, suppose if it is a small broker who got, let's say, 1,000 traders or the investors, right? So I'm 100% sure they will not got into this issue because their lines would have been equipped to handle that kind of volume because they have less number of customers. Ideally, Zerodha Angel, I'm more concerned about the Zerodha right now because that's what I traded, and they need to have definitely backup mechanism or the risk management or the disaster. I'll not say disaster recovery, but then when you get into this kind of situation, they should have the capacity to handle. And if they do not have the capacity, first of all, they should not be taking this kind of volumes, right? If they can't exit the trades, ideally they should not allow the traders to even enter those trades. If you obviously you're not able to, in fact, Jiroda can actually implement some bit of a rate limit algorithm at their end as well. Ideally, Jiroda should implement a tracking kind of a algorithm their side so that they would throttle the number of orders that are actually coming in. They'll be ready to exit as well. I think that is what which happened. As I said, I did raise the ticket with the support, and also I did raise the ticket with the scores in SEBI. Let's see what they will come back. And also, I think my view how the manipulation happened, I think through two stocks, which is Reliance, definitely can say at 1153. There was a spike. Reliance moved from 3156 close to 3156, about 50 rupees there. And then HDFC Bank moved from, let's see, 1153. Moved from 1614 to 1631. Again, this being one of the biggest contributor to Sensex. I think a 20 points move is quite massive. I think this in fact caused that 900 points move. I was looking at TCS because I can TCS stocks. So TCS in fact has pretty much no influence on this move. It's hardly moved any price there. So I think somebody manipulated Sensex with these two stocks, and then that's what it's caused a lot of an impact, and which is unfortunate. I think ideally they had to be fair game, but it's not a fair game. But that's how the markets would operate anyway. I know some people pingment said, "Am I happy?" Sorry, am I unhappy? I said the answer is absolutely no, because these are all part of trading, and trading is all about gaining some profits and then also losing some days. We should not be much worried, otherwise we will definitely get into depression. In addition to options, I also have a good portfolio in stocks. Obviously, whenever market goes up, most of the times the losses get compensated if I lose on any CE call. But today, obviously, I did not get 25 lakhs from stocks, so it's not compensated, but that's all right. So I'm going to definitely recover very soon. But as of now, big lesson learned is I strongly believe BSC is not ready, or BSC or the, let's say, brokers are not ready to take up higher volumes. So it's important to not to trade much on Sensex. Should not put a lot of quantity. And as much as possible, I would try to avoid data expiry at the GBT. I think those are the two lessons, and I hope I'll be able to recover soon. And weekend I'll try to do a video on the positional trade. What is the status currently? What kind of adjustments that I did? And then I will also, and some of you asked if I can do a video on the linear regression. I will see if I can do that depending on my time. And that's all. Have a great weekend, and see you all on either weekend or Monday. Bye-bye.